These segments are going to be short, so if you miss them or you're on YouTube and you're vibing and you're just like, damn, I don't want to watch a lot, but I want to see what's going on. All right. Last night, hey, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate the raid. I felt that was coming, but I didn't want to say nothing. I won't say nothing. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. If you do not know who I am the paradigm shift. I am a fundamental change in the thoughts and future of humanity, but I just pretty much spend my time dunking on shit that you probably shouldn't be listening to because it's not good for you. It's not healthy, man. It's not at all. I don't know what you're thinking about doing here. So last night, and I want to show you for proof because people never believe in me. I posted this fucking tweet. If states start opening up before vaccination rates can increase and we start seeing more and more deaths and infected and it turns negative for the country, are really going to blame it on Biden? To then see the next fucking day, blame Biden is trending.
Biden administration was releasing illegal immigrants into our communities who had COVID. The Biden administration was spreading COVID in South Texas yesterday.
When it came to the horrible weather and not having power, whose fault is it? Who's the boogeyman? The Green New Deal. It's AOC's fault. Okay, now COVID spikes. It's the immigrants' fault. It's like,
is that
Greg
because
Abbott,
I'm not talking?
You are the governor of Texas. You are a fool. You are a despicable human being, and you are to blame for failure after failure, death after death, and that will be your legacy. Stop blaming it on everybody other than yourself. The buck stops with you.
All right, yeah, no, for sure, definitely. I already covered the entirety of this when it comes to AOC, the Green New Deal, the boogeyman type thing. I already knew that was coming, but we got a new boogeyman, and the new boogeyman is motherfucking Joe Biden. Motherfucking Joe Biden. No, don't bring that logic. Don't bring that logic shit into my chat. Don't start speaking facts because they gonna hate that. So I said 2 nights ago when I found out Texas was reopening everything, I was like, the GOP's master plan, I was literally doing this while I was riding in the street. The GOP's master plan is going to be somewhere along the lines of, if this state is open and cases are going up, why would you want to live in a democratic state where things are locked down, your businesses are hurting, and you can't practice your religion, and the cases are going up? So in these two situations, would you rather be in a free state or a democratically controlled socialist state? I saw that coming because the playbook is so open out there and so visible, like it's too obvious for you not to see. But it makes sense that's the route you're going to take, because if I wanted to be a blood-sucking politician or sociopath, I would pick that same direction if I wanted to be that person. Bro, they're blaming Joe Biden's immigration policy. Like, the mere fact that you're trying to be a hero in this situation, when you control like the theory of who lives and who dies, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, this is that hard brain level shit that I knew was coming from jump, and I was afraid of it. I was legitimately afraid of it, because when I say, we voted out Trump, now the danger's gone, these people are trying to win over their voter base. So they're going to do everything in their power in the same form of fashion that they assume Donald Trump would have done. I'm sorry that we have to even have these conversations where like that name comes up, because in theory, 10 years ago, I could literally have given less of a shit. I couldn't have given less of a shit. They don't care about that. Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying a long time ago about the minimum wage argument. Oh, our medical professionals and our essential workers. We renamed regular everyday jobs to essential workers. Then when those essential workers said, "Well, can we get paid a little more since we're so essential to society as a whole?" And like, "Fuck you, get a better job." Like, what? Like, yo. Yeah, it's just so okay. I can't go through all of these because there were better. There were better topics when. Let me see if we get the more popular ones. Yeah, the Biden administration is recklessly releasing hundreds of illegal immigrants who have COVID into Texas communities. The Biden administration must immediately end this callous act that exposes Texas and Americans to COVID. Like, the cognitive dissonance of you making a decision that affects millions of people after you failed at the first point with the energy crisis. Like, how? It's preemptive striking. And here's the problem with preemptive striking in politics. Preemptive striking, as you probably know it from like a war term or whatever, or even a fighting game term or whatever you could rationalize a preemptive strike to be, is the notion that you are able to predict your opponent's next move, therefore step one step ahead of them and make a move that puts them in a jammed perspective. The problem with preemptive striking in politics is that it's too easy. It's like insanely too easy to cause the problem and then blame it on whatever else exists in your framework of how you made the decision in the first place. Let's take an example here. Stupid example. This lighter burns you. I know that the lighter burns you. You know that the lighter burns you. So for me to set up a situation where like I'm going to put my finger here and say it won't burn you if you press it. If I press the button, it's my fault you got burned, but I'm going to blame you for putting your finger there even though I'm the one who told you to do it. Well, you know the risks, you know that. Preemptive striking in politics is that dumb argument. Is that argument where you're sitting there wondering, why would you make that decision? Why would you do this thing? Why would you do that thing? And the rollover is the callousness to create the situation for itself and then literally not take responsibility for it. You might have heard this before. I don't take responsibility at all. You might have heard that term before. The playbook is to cause as many issues as possible as long as it aligns with the biases of your voter base. And right now, all of them are on the Trump train. Let's just be honest about what the GOP is. They said it at CPAC. They keep saying it over and over again. Trump is the future. He shaped the Republican Party into whatever the fuck it is now. That is why you're seeing these reckless actions being taken more and more. Because they're realizing the president got away with that shit. I could probably get away with a fuck ton more. Who's gonna unseat me? Oh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna democratically vote me out? The left, the loony left. Like the problem with this thought process is like, you want to be the hero so fucking bad because your people think of restrictions as democratic left party type of things. And this goes back to the conversation I was having with JD earlier. If we can't get on the same page about how to stop things like this as a species, the fuck are we gonna do on another planet when some shit like this happens? We're gonna go reckless so people like us? Like, I would rather tank my entire political aspirations to save millions of people than to just go with it gallivantingly and then hope that, whatever happens, it'll be fine. This is fuck shit. This is fuck shit. I was trying to figure out what his angle was for eliminating the mandate, but I have to admit that I didn't think it was this depraved. I saw that shit coming the moment, and that's why I started noticing that more and more states were talking about easing restrictions. I was like, but you still haven't solved the energy crisis. Yeah, it's effectively this picture. effectively this picture. I know you can't see it that fucking well. Sorry. But careful, that foreigner wants your cookie. Coming soon. No masks from the people who brought you no electricity and no running water. Like, this, I want to take this conversation for a real quick second. All the way back to when you saw Mitch McConnell post about getting the vaccine. For the entirety of this pandemic, you've had two arguments. These are the main two arguments about anything on Earth right now when it comes to the virus. It is either real or it is some government conspiracy hoax. You guys remember the pandemic? And, you know, I don't even want to be, like, painful when it comes to this shit, but, like, all that conspiracy shit that was coming out, all of that shit fell apart. Like, oh, it's going to go away the moment Trump is gone. Oh, it's going to do this. Oh, it's going to do that. None of that shit happened. Like, we're now having an argument about, people would say, it's not that bad that people dying. What was Trump supposed to do? This. And then when Biden became president, day one, 4,000 people have died on Biden's watch. Like, the whataboutisms and this whole, like, conversation is undeniably so fucking smart. And I know you didn't expect me to say that, but this is the smartest thing Republicans can do. Embrace the stupid. Embrace the fucking stupid. And you know, because it's like I can really spend hours fucking talking about it, but it's this growing trend of do everything that the smarter people are not doing. And you're gonna say, well, how can somebody take advantage of people like that just for political gain? That's the party. That's why I keep saying, this shit is leaning deeper and deeper into fascism. It's working its way up there because there's so less of a standard that it's eventually going to become this. And I want you to take this, and as the end of the segment, I want you to take this with as much validity as you can. Because I promise you, you're going to see it said outright, and you're going to be like, damn, that dude said it before. The Democratic left are trying to control your way of life. And only we, the fascist party, can save you from the evils of the Democratic left or the left in general. And it's going to suck because you're going to be like, no, that's not happening, but these people are going to eat it up. So Greg Abbott is a fucking tool, and holy shit, he's going to get a lot of his people killed. A lot of his people killed. It is not worth it for the political gain, sir. Just stop. Just literally stop. Why would Biden do this? Why would Biden do this? Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and condensed so you could just see the whole screen at this point. Because, like, if I drag it out there, I'd have to drag everything else out to be larger. And I feel like maybe I could just extend that out this way. Okay, maybe if I do that, and then I do that. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the whole screen. Oh, we're learning. We're learning. Okay, that's the end of this segment.